Hey, this is Eric.
This is Glenna.
We are D&D Miniature and Board Games. So, for those of you who've been keeping up with it, Gale Force 9 has released a new Star Trek game called Star Trek Away Missions.
Away Mission.
In the starter box, you get the Borg, led by Locutus, and you get the Federation, led by Riker. If you want to see what's inside,
stay tuned.
Alright, so Star Trek Away Missions. This is the starter. It comes with the Federation, it comes with Borg. It is the Battle of Wolf 359.
Well, of course it's going to be Federation. But why Borg?
Because everybody loves the Borg. It's, you know, the Borg is kind of like, I don't know, the replicators for Stargate, you know.
I don't know. Well, I know the concept, but...
And every time a Star Trek show isn't doing well, somehow they introduce the Borg.
The Borg.
Alright, so it's a 2-player, 60 to 90 minutes. It's age 14 and up. They did give some of these away at Gen Con this year. They were playing it on Gen Con. There's some how-to videos that are out by Gale Force 9.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Now. Figures we're going to go to at the end, and yes, there will be 350. We're going to partially
10,
do a full rotation.
So it's going to be 350 plus 10 again. It's going to be 360.
We're going to do 360-degree views of all the miniatures. So just stay tuned for that toward the end. Alright, so the very first book we get out is the Rulebook. And obviously, you know, they've had the rights to a lot of Star Trek games. I said Stargate because we were talking about replicators. Star Trek games. And one of the ones that we've played a lot is Star Trek Ascendancy. Now, like we said, we get the Borg, which is led by Locutus. And then you get Riker, Worf, Data, and Shelby. Now, these are the expansions that are coming out. Gaura and Sela. Oh, I'm just going to get burned by the Star Trek fans with that one.
They look clear. For me, from chose white and black font. And it looks clear.
And it does give you tactics back here, and there are videos out of how to play the different factions. And then a glossary.
Of course.
And
you'll need a glossary for this one.
Now, you get a quick start, so you can jump right into it with about, looks like maybe, yeah, about 8 pages. So you can jump right into the action and learn it real fast, and then as you've learned this, you can add on and play more, I guess. Play more is a good word. Alright, so the first thing of tokens. They are 2-sided. You do have some map, some Turbolus, map. The dice board comes in. I know there's something to this with making your tests and your defense and your attacking. I was reading something about you roll and you place the dice in there to
I'm still looking
match and cancel out.
Where all the components are, but I guess they didn't list it.
And it looks like you have both a starship and a Borg set up here, Borg cube.
Right here.
Alright.
Yeah, okay, it's incorporated in the core rules.
So, Gale Force 9 has a nice little insert here. And nothing underneath. Alright, so we have these, which I believe are some type of, yes. So you have your...
So that is called...
Well, they're used, I know, to track on these.
Trackers?
Yeah. And these are double-sided. And you would use these trackers in these little spots here to add on to the skills and defense and attack.
Let's see, there's some help. Okay, so are you on that, what is that card? Character cards?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I just flipped the Borg ones, and now we're going to flip the Federation ones, because here's Data's. And you see, so that's the one thing, I believe as you gain experience, you add on. And you can add on to your defense dice, your attack dice, and your skill dice.
And is that the one that we have that punched it in here?
Right here.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So we have 2 quick reference cards in here. And distinctiveness, ship repair, assimilate ship, and protect sector 001.
Yeah, sounds like a Trekkie.
Or a trekker.
Trekker.
It could be either.
Trekkie. Or Star Trek.
And it looks like they give you the ability so if characters get assimilated.
Nice.
So you can get more Borg drones.
Interesting.
Well, you know, that's how the Borg are. Resistance is futile.
Is it really?
If it is, you know, they always tend to defeat the Borg. So they even got Jean-Luc back. He was Locutus, and then they got him back. All right, so these are them. Let's see here. We have
mission deck.
mission deck. Yep.
And support deck.
And support deck. Okay, and the Federation. This is the Federation starter deck. And so let's go through the support deck first. So this is one of the things that Gale Force 9 suggests too, is that once you've played this a little bit, you go ahead and you start looking to see what cards are actually in there, so you can better anticipate what you might do in the game. Because you've got like a major mission you're doing, but they're smaller ones, and that's how you gain your points. From what I've read.
Well, I'm just looking at a game. Know your cards. Hurry up. Don't wait. No, there's no time to read. Okay. Know your cards. Right now.
I think she's trying to make a point on something.
It's personal. No, just kidding.
So they have used a lot of pictures from Star Trek.
The real.
Yep. All the Next Generation. Now, if I remember correctly, I read somewhere too that they'll have more expansions, and it's a game that they can possibly go into the different genres of Star Trek. Wow. If I remember what I read properly. Well, you know, it was.
They can make it. They can produce it. You can just keep on producing.
It was the recent of, you know, Gen Con. So if you're a gamer and you didn't go, you were reading a lot of stuff. So I will not say that I did not possibly read that with something else and just, you know, stuck in this in my head.
There didn't go.
Here's the Borg starter deck. One day we'll go.
I've been saying that for years.
Borg mission deck.
Forgetting. Board. I see a lot of assimilate there. Assimilate bridge, assimilate this.
So I had this roommate when the First Contact movie came out, who had a thing for the Borg Queen.
Oh, I remember that story. Yeah. I'm not surprised anymore. After, you know.
Meeting some of my older friends.
Being around, you know. They make their characters interesting.
Okay, so we have. Let's see what these are. These are extra support decks. Try not to mix these because it did have the card with it said those were the Federation Borg starter decks.
Yep, they have all the pictures.
Okay. So these are the other decks that came with it. I will assume that these are as we upgrade in the game. I say assume because
What does it say on the flip side?
it's mission deck, just
mission
like
deck.
those. But those say that they're the starter decks.
Ah, okay. So this like the...
And like it says, use these cards for your first games. Once you have played a few games, open the other deck of cards and start customizing your deck. So you
That's
can
what it
customize your deck
is.
for your mission.
Wonderful. You know, all the other games, with all the other games, I'm talking about games, but when it's Star Trek, it's so really, not in the wrong way, but it's real sci-fi when you're playing it. Like, it takes you, it's ascendancy.
It could be real sci-fi because it's sci-fi.
Okay, I already said that. All the games, we have so many sci-fi because if you watch us, Eric likes sci-fi games.
Well,
he does.
I think you need to consider the fact that even though, and I'm about to do some of the cross references here, even though we were introduced to Star Wars in 1977, Stargate in the late 90s, early 90s for the movie, and then late 90s for the TV show. Most of us, our first experiences with sci-fi, minus Outer Limits and Twilight Zone, and Ray Bradbury Theater and things like that, were the Star Trek series, the 3 seasons of the original series.
So, and the way they designed this, it takes you there. It's like you really are playing the character. So basically, you're experiencing it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was actually going to be a good thing.
And we can relate because a lot of the episodes are made based on common issues of the day.
Which it is.
And there's a board deck that you can add cards from. Alright, so one other thing with this game is that, and just like for those of you who are familiar with Ascendancy, is you do have faction dice if you choose to use them. So in this one, it actually gives us the Borg and the Federation dice, which the Borg and Federation symbol are the 6s on the dice. You do get 6 of each. And anybody that's familiar with like Ascendancy, you know that with Ascendancy you could get the faction dice if you want. Alright. Now with the expansion, the faction dice do not come with the expansion. You have to buy them separately. So let's get into these, shall we? So you have Locutus, which is Jean-Luc Picard as a Borg. And he is your leader of your Borg faction. And then you have several different little Borgy characters.
Borgy characters.
They're Borgy. They must be Swedish. You know, the joke from that.
Let me see some Borgy characters.
Some Borgy characters.
Hey, not bad. They're chunky though.
That was what some people referred to, and they're kind of like almost chibi, but not chibi, kind of cartoony like.
Yeah, I didn't even know that, but just looking at it, it has that cartoony, chubby look and feel to it, because they are.
And then we got the Federation pack.
So they designed it that way.
They even did Riker with the beard.
I see. It's kind of like take away the seriousness.
Worf's gonna get him some.
But you see what I'm saying? How everything's serious with the other components, and this one becomes cute.
Now, of course, right now you are seeing 360-degree views of all the figures here. We started with the Borg. We went into the Federation. The Borg has 6 figures, and the Federation has 4. But obviously the Borg are more drones than they are actual characters, because, you know, that's Borg.
It's Borg.
I mean, the only real characters you had with Borg besides drones was 7 of 9 and Locutus and the Borg Queen. Because, you know, the Borg Queen, she wanted to be all that and more. So, folks, if you like what you see, go to your local game store or go to the Gale Force 9 website and go ahead and order Star Trek Away missions. And hopefully we will get this on the table this weekend. That's kind of the plan now.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. As always, support your local gaming. We support
Discover Games in Fayetteville, Georgia.
and Dan Wolf Games in Griffin, Georgia. Game on, everybody.
Game on.